The main event, guys. This is the last one I wanted to talk about. I loved this movie. Hey guys, what's going on? This is your old pal CHH. So, I'm going to be honest with you guys. Part of this video is to talk to my audience and get your suggestions. Because some of these titles, I'll be honest, I just have not seen. Some of the ones in here that I have seen, I can't wait to talk about. But what is today's video? I was going through the collection per usual, and man, this is a bygone era now because the partnership is gone. But for a period of time, Scream Factory and IFC Midnight had a pretty cool partnership. As a matter of fact, they were putting out some pretty cool movies. I grabbed a slew of them, and the good news is this. A lot of these, I think, are still in print. This should be easy to get. The titles that they do have, I'm not even sure that Scream Factory doesn't necessarily have the license for them anymore, and maybe it's that IFC Midnight going forward is teaming up with, Arrow and Vinegar Syndrome. Regardless, these titles I want to talk to you about, some of these are really cool, and some of these I need to see if they need to go to the front pile of my list. And some of the artwork's also cool. With that being said, let's get started. And the first title I want to talk to you guys about is this right here. It's a movie called Relic. Now, Relic is half haunted house movie, half possession movie. This came out from Australia right around the pandemic in 2020. It was really, really good. I remember watching this movie and being just amazed by some of the visuals in this, and the ending got me really good. I'm going to keep it very, very spoiler-free, but I will say this. I actually did a review on this release when it came out, and I can tell you, I really enjoyed it. It was kind of a sleeper hit, and it's actually, in my opinion, one of the best movies of 2020. So this is a Scream Factory Blu-ray. Now get this. If some of you get your ass to Big Lots, I have seen Relic with the slip for $4.99 at Big Lots. IFC Midnight, I really like it. And there you go, certified fresh. It should have been a theater movie. This could have gone to U.S. theaters, in my opinion, and been a hit. I really, really enjoyed it, and visually there was stuff that was done in this that, in my opinion, rivals stuff from like Dark and the Wicked and things like that, which I know is super controversial to say, but my point is, go watch it. Tell me what you think about Relic. I just love it. Not The Relic, not the monster movie, Relic from 2020. Next up, guys, we've got this movie called Rent-A-Pal. I've done a YouTube short on this movie, and it actually did really well. This movie was so creepy, and it came out right at the time when we were all stuck at our houses, nothing to do, nowhere to go, and this guy who's lonely, takes care of his mom, just has nobody, and he gets this VHS tape that's called Rent-A-Pal, and it's basically a VHS tape of a guy talking to you on the camera and helping you kill time. But the more he watches this, we don't know if he's losing his mind or if this tape is somehow morphing and this guy's starting to say different things. We don't know. But there is some great psychological elements to this. This was a good movie. Again, this came out around 2020. I think it was exactly 2020. Another IFC Midnight Scream Factory release. This I highly recommend. I really, really enjoyed this. So Rent-A-Pal is great. Kind of went under the radar. I don't even know if many people got this movie, but great psychological thriller. He talks to you, he listens to you, he understands you. He's your rent-a-pal. In this thriller set in 1990, a lonely bachelor named David searches for an escape from the day-to-day drudgery of caring for his aging mother. While seeking a partner through a video dating service, he discovers a strange VHS tape called Rent-A-Pal, hosted by the charming and charismatic Andy. The tape offers him much-needed company, compassion, and friendship, but Andy's friendship comes at a cost, and David desperately struggles to afford the price of admission. Check that out. It's really good. All right, guys, next up, we've got Beyond the Gates. This is another IFC Midnight Scream Factory title. Barbara Crampton in here. So I'll tell you why I recommend this and I don't recommend this. I don't recommend this because the acting in some of this, the star of the movie, is not great. He's not unlikable, though. That's the good news. This is a well-done, modestly budgeted film, but Barbara Crampton's awesome. It's this nostalgic kind of creepy board game movie thing. That's like in the middle of... Let me read this to you. Welcome, curious viewers. Have you the courage to go beyond the gates? After their father's unexplained disappearance, two estranged brothers, Responsible Gordon and Reckless John, reunite to sift through the contents of a stubbornly anachronistic VHS rental store. Among the inventory, they find an old interactive VCR board game. Intrigued, the brothers pop in the tape and soon discover that the video is no ordinary game but a portal to a nightmarish alternate reality. One with deadly consequences for anyone who dares to press play. Featuring horror legend Barbara Crampton, Beyond the Gates' retro cool tale of hex, dies, and videotapes from director Jackson Stewart. So, I actually do recommend this at the end of the day, and one of the things is the soundtrack is amazing. Because when this came out around 2017, this was right before the 80s synth explosion really happened on horror. This movie did it first, before Terrifier 2, all that. Like, this movie did it. It has an amazing soundtrack. I actually like this movie, but just know that the lead actor is not great, but he's likable. And the Barbara Crampton stuff in here is really cool, too. So, I recommend this, but don't expect to see the greatest movie ever. But visually, style-wise, it's all nostalgia, charming, that you'll love. I watched this movie right when I got it, but I can't remember too much details about it, but I do remember thinking it was good. That's IFC's Anti-Birth. Natasha Lyonne, Chloe Savigny, and Meg Tilly. I do remember Meg Tilly in here. I remember liking the plot of this a lot. Hard-drinking, pill-popping, bong-ripping Lou and her best friend Sadie spend their days adrift in a druggy haze, but one wild night out becomes a bad trip that never ends when Lou wakes with the symptoms of an unexplained, highly abnormal pregnancy. Okay, yeah, now it's coming back to me. Who or what is growing inside of her? As her due date approaches with alarming swiftness, the fear, paranoia, and conspiracy theories begin to pile up, spiked with blasts of hallucinatory color, surreal shocks, and subversive comedy. The audacious feature debut from Danny Perez is a no-holds-barred descent into delirium. The weird, messy, and oddly fascinating film also stars Meg Tilly and Mark Webber. I do remember enjoying this movie a lot. Another movie where I just blind bought it. And this is during the era of Scream Factory 2016, where you got a Blu-ray and a DVD. I like this movie a lot. I remember this now. I don't want to say too much, though, because I don't know anybody that's seen this. I can't recall anybody that I've talked to that's seen this. Now, you watching this probably have, but I'm going to keep it at that. So far, I actually recommend the titles that we've talked about. This next one, I've not seen it. I couldn't tell you crap from Crisco with it. It's an IFC movie called Dark Summer. I got this with a slipcover. I got this used at my video store, if memory serves. This truly frightening modern ghost story follows Daniel Williamson, a 17-year-old boy under house arrest for cyber-stalking a classmate. So far, so good. With her mother away on business, obsessive Daniel flirts with the idea of reconnecting with the classmate. But fate has different ideas for him when Mona, the girl he's stalking, is driven to desperate measures, and Daniel discovers that someone is now stalking him. With the tables turned, Daniel becomes trapped in a house he cannot leave with a malicious presence he cannot escape. That sounds fucking awesome. That artwork, now that I look at it, there's something creepy about that. The more you look at that, the more you see like a creepy face right there. Dark Summer. I'm hoping somebody can give me some information on this. I don't know anything about this, but it sounds pretty cool. Keir Gilchrist, Steve Moav, Maestro Harold, Grace Phillips, and Peter Stamar. I wonder if this is a foreign film. I'm not sure. It's hard to tell by the names. It's in English. It's in English. 82 minutes. Yeah, let me know what you guys think. 2013 is when this movie came out. Dark Summer. Next up. Love this movie. Dave Franco. I'm talking about The Rental. I go to bat for this movie. I've been taken to task by some people when I say I enjoyed this movie quite a lot. There's a lot of criticism for The Rental. Every character is unlikable. I've never gotten behind that. I don't need to have a coffee with these people in the movie. What I care about is the situation they're in and how they react to said situations. This was a boiling pot of, four crazy people and lying people together where shit hits the fan, and then all of a sudden that guy shows up. I thought it was great. I really enjoy The Rental, and as a matter of fact, I think it's got a lot of rewatch value. I think that the performances in here, despite the fact that they're unlikable, I don't get it. I'm sorry, I don't want to go on a rant, but whenever I hear people say I didn't like any of the characters, what does that mean? Do you have to do you have to be able to go on a Walmart trip with this person? Do you need to be able to spend a day with this person? What does that mean? They need to be likable. I don't understand that. What situation are they in? What are they doing? Where are they going? That's what I care about. So my point is, I enjoyed this movie a lot. I think the cast is good. Dan Stevens, obviously from The Guest. Is that the name of that movie, The Guest? Where he's kind of like a robot, crazy dude. Loved it anyway. And then you got a Jeremy Allen White in here. I love this movie. I say check it out. I say pick it up. IFC Films. What can I say? I'm going to save this one for last. Next up, shout out to Born to Be Red, Garrett, who recommended this movie. I really liked this movie. It wasn't the greatest thing I've ever seen, but I did enjoy it. I thought it was suspenseful and had a great bear attack scene. I'm talking about Backcountry, IFC Films. And here's the thing, guys. I just picked this up like a month ago. Get this. Got it with the slipcover. So if you want this, I'd say go for it. It's a couple. They're going into the woods. They're going into the Canadian wilderness. And they meet a strange guy in the woods. They don't know what to make out of any of it. But we know that there's bears in these woods. We know they got to be careful. We know they're not going to be careful. Love this movie. I really enjoy it. Based on a true story, too. Backcountry. Directed by Adam McDonald. Yeah. Check it out, guys. Backcountry. Yeah, I really enjoy it. Like I said, I just got this a month ago with a slip, so get off of Amazon. You might get lucky. Obviously, you can't tell, but you might get lucky with a slip on that. Next up, guys. Now, I think I just picked this up, and this might have been in another video, but I'm actually getting ready to watch this, The Depraved, or just Depraved. This is a modern telling. Again, obviously, these are all IFC Midnights. This is a modern telling on Mary Shelley's Frankenstein with a twist. I talk about this in the different video, but this is on my queue because the imagery in this movie looks insane. I'm hoping somebody watching this can kind of vouch for it and not give me bad news, but like the images about this, I really thought it looked good. It came with a little booklet. Look at that. I'm so into that. I'm really excited to watch this. Might even do it tonight. Just got to see what I got going on. But yeah, Larry Fessenden's The Depraved. Got this from my buddy Kyle at the flea market. Thank you, brother. So I'm excited to watch that. I'm hoping you guys give me good news. No reversible art on that. All right, next up, again, just got this one, The Hallow. Nature Has a Dark Side. When a London-based conservationist is sent to Ireland with his wife and infant child to survey an area of forest believed to be hollow ground by superstitious locals, his actions unwittingly disturb a horde of demonic creatures who prey upon the lost. Oh my God. Alone and deep within the darkness of the remote wilderness, he must now fight back to protect his family against the ancient forces' relentless attack. That sounds amazing. Now, this is a DVD, came out in 2015, 2016. You could probably get a Blu-ray of this. But I got this from my video store, as you can see, National Video. IFC Midnight, 2015, The Hallow. Can't make heads or tails out of it because the images are very subliminal, which is good. What have you. I guess we're going to find out sooner rather than later, aren't we? Now, this movie, I was been told that this is insane, and I'm hoping you guys can kind of back this up. Mad Max meets Dawn of the Dead, Wormwood, Road of the Dead, IFC Midnight, Scream Factory. Now, this might not have gotten a Blu-ray, I'm not sure, but this is when they were doing the clear cases for their DVDs. Pretty much the heyday of the Scream Factory DVD era. Wormwood, Road of the Dead. Yeah, like I said, I've heard this is crazy. I mean, just look at the imagery on that. Now, I think this movie might be in a different language. I'm not sure. No, English. It's in English. Yeah, it just looks wild. In the aftermath of a comet breaking over the Earth, most of the planet's population quickly succumbs to a strange disease which turns them into zombies. Few survive, and those who do quickly discover that all existing fuel sources have been rendered useless by the plague. Trapped in a wilderness teeming with the living dead, one of the survivors, Barry, lost everything except his sister, Brooke. But even as the disaster unfolds, Brooke is kidnapped and dragged to a terrifying... Okay, so it's kind of like a zombie apocalyptic revenge movie. It sounds insane. It sounds great. IFC Midnight, Wormwood. Yeah, we'll see. We'll see about that. Who did the art on that? Looking for a name. I don't see it. Anyway. Moving on. Next up, guys. Again, this is the golden era of the Scream Factory IFC DVDs. I love the clear cases. This is a movie called Ghost Stories. Have not seen this. Andy Nyman, Paul Whitehouse, Alex Lothar, and Martin Freeman. Cast looks interesting on this. Experience 3 spine-tingling tales of terror to haunt your dreams. We got ourselves an anthology. A debunker of all things paranormal, Professor Goodman has devoted his life to exposing phony psychics and the fraudulent supernatural shenanigans. His skepticism is tested, however, when he receives a case file on 3 chilling and inexplainable incidents: a night watchman haunted by disturbing visions as he patrols an abandoned asylum, an edgy young man involved in a hellish car accident deep in the woods, and a wealthy former banker visited by the spirit of his unborn child. Even more disturbing is that each of these macabre stories seem to have a sinister connection to Professor Goodman's own life. Will they make a believer of him yet? Okay, I mean, that sounds amazing. And the images on the back look fairly promising, especially this guy under that kind of like brook, like this big well and this little water brook right there. I don't know. IFC Midnight, guys. I mean, there's a lot of good IFC Midnight movies out there, so why wouldn't this be good? There is reversible art. The reversible art is kind of cheap looking, though. Especially that image of the ghost. But, you know, I don't know. We'll see. I do love this art. This art's great. That makes me want to watch it. Again, I'm going to need feedback from you, the audience. This one, I have seen the image of this for so long, but I never did watch it. The Axe Murders of Alyssa. I got a lot of these from my buddy at the flea market, my buddy Kyle. Now, this looks like Sean Whalen's in this. Is Sean Whalen in this? Maybe not. I thought he was. It looks like him. Anyway, on a June night in 1912, the peaceful town of Valencia suffered an unfathomable crime. 8 people, a mother, father, their 4 children, and 2 guests were brutally murdered by an axe-wielding killer in a case that remained unsolved to this day. 104 years later, Caleb and Denny, 2 friends who share an interest in ghost hunting, and the new girl in school, Jess, sneak into the house where the infamous bloodbath occurred in hopes of recording paranormal activity. But nothing has prepared them for the supernatural force waiting to write the next chapter in the home's bloody history. Witness a new horror inspired by the events that shocked a nation. Okay, Sean Whalen is in this. I knew I saw him right there. I just didn't see his name on the back, but it's in the mix of it. The Axe Murders of Alyssa. I mean, it sounds great. Is it a found footage movie, I wonder? Oh, God. These images on the inside kind of look silly, though. Kind of look silly. I don't know. I guess we'll see, guys. I guess we'll see. I hate it when they make art like this that's great, and then you look at the images on the inside, and they kind of look, you know, a little silly. This one, again, looking forward to checking this out. This sounds great. This is a movie called Stung. A fancy garden party goes terribly wrong after a local species of wasps mutate into giant predators. It's up to Paul and Julia, 2 catering staffers at the high society event, to stop the killer creatures, an effort that kickstarts a budding romance between the 2. This buzzingly fun thriller also stars Lance Henriksen. You guys know me. And Clifton Collins Jr. Now this, again, is in English. Sounds like a romantic horror comedy. That's what it sounds like. The artwork is amazing, though. Look how great that is. Stung. IFC Midnight. Here's the reverse art. Definitely sillier. The ultimate was killed. Definitely sillier. God, they really made some great art on this that gets you really invested in that. Look how great that looks. And these DVDs probably look really good, you know. All right, guys, next up, The Midnight Man. Look at that, with slip, from the director of Cabin Fever. Let's see. From the director of Cabin Fever. Wait a minute, I thought that was, oh, this must be the remake Cabin Fever guy. Right? On a snowy night and Robert Englund's in this, by the way, starring Robert Englund. In a snowy night in her grandmother's sprawling mansion, teenager Alex and her best friend Miles discover a mysterious box hidden away in the attic. Inside are instructions for the midnight game, an ancient pagan ritual set to summon the player's greatest fears. I mean, it all seems like harmless fun until Alex and Miles, until they unleash the terrifying spirit of the Midnight Man, an unholy force who pits them against their darkest demons and dares them to survive. Horror legend Robert Englund and Lynn Shay co-star in this terrifying supernatural game of cat and mouse. Play at your own risk. I am so excited to watch this. Look at that artwork. I love the artwork. The Midnight Man. What's not to love about that? Let's see what the reverse art is. Okay, not bad. Reverse art's not bad. I'm excited to watch this for Robert Englund. I completely forgot I had this until I was pulling these movies out, and I was like, that's right. So, Midnight Man. Hopefully somebody has seen this, and they're not going to say, oh, that sucks. I just need to be okay. The Dead Room. Jeffrey Thomas, Laura Peterson, and Jed Brophy. Again, the images on this one look great. IFC Midnight, Scream Factory. Like I said, IFC Midnight also has a bunch of other titles, but this is the titles that they have that are, Scream Factory titles as well. Inspired by a 1970s urban legend, this atmospheric nerve shredder follows two scientists and a young psychic as they travel to the countryside to investigate mysterious occurrences at a remote farmhouse. Skepticism quickly turns to terror as the researchers' presence unsettles a seriously angry demonic presence possessing the home. All these have sounded pretty fun so far. Upping the white-knuckle suspense with visceral camera work and unsettling sound design, The Dead Room creates a sense of palpable danger lurking in every corner and hallway. 2015, The Dead Room. Does this not have reversible art? No. Somebody had reversed it, though. I guess whoever bought it just reversed it, which is basically what you're supposed to see as the inlay because it's a clear case. It wasn't supposed to be reversed. So whoever did that, shame on you. It wasn't me. I promise you it wasn't me. I'm excited for this. This one sounds great. What can I say? I think all these have sounded pretty fun so far, but maybe they hire people to make these movies sound interesting. And Eli Roth presents The Stranger, a film by Guillermo Amado. Blood Will Tear Us Apart. Here we go, guys. The Stranger. Eli Roth presents a riveting masterpiece from writer-director Guillermo Amado, Aftershock and the Green Inferno and Knock Knock, with a macabre and gruesome tale in a small town. A mysterious stranger, Martin, arrives seeking to kill his wife, Hanna, who suffers from a very dangerous disease that makes her as addicted to human blood as he is. Okay. But when he discovers that Anna's been dead for a couple of years, Martin decides to commit suicide to definitely eradicate this peculiar disease, which imbues his blood with healing powers. Before he can do it, however, Martin is brutally attacked by 3 local thugs, led by Caleb, the son of a corrupt police lieutenant. The incident subtly initiates a chain reaction that plunges the community into a bloodbath. So is this like a vampire movie? This came out in 2014, guys. The Stranger. Sounds pretty interesting. Blood Will Tear Us Apart. Interested to see what you guys think about that. God, these DVDs are just... They bring me back to an era. And the main event, guys, this is the last one I wanted to talk about. I loved this movie. I got this from Big Lots, so go now before they shut them down. You ready? The Clove Hitch Killer. Amazing. I loved it. A lot of you guys told me that this was good. A shocking revelation turns a teenage boy's world upside down in this chilling look at the evil that can lurk beneath even the most wholesome surface. Tyler Burnside is a Boy Scout, a volunteer at his local church, and the dutiful son of an upstanding community leader. Only one thing troubles the quiet Kentucky town where he lives: the unsolved murders, in which 10 women were brutally tortured and killed by a psychopath known as the Clove Hitch. That rocked the community more than a decade ago. When Tyler discovers a cache of disturbing images in his father's possession, he begins to suspect that the man he trusts the most in the world may be Clove Hitch, and that his deadly rampage may not be over. With unrelenting tension, director Duncan Skiles crafts a picture-perfect vision of the American family, and then rips it to shreds. I'm not going to say too much, but I'm going to say this. Awesome movie. Awesome movie. You guys were right. I would almost like to upgrade this to a Blu-ray. But, the DVD's fine. I got it from Big Lots, and that's special to me because Big Lots is going to be going under soon. Grab this movie. If you don't do anything else, grab the Clove Hitch Killer. Amazing. Amazing. So, guys, I think I have more spread out through my collection, but I wanted to get the ball rolling. Let me know what your favorite IFC Midnight Scream Factory release is, and that sort of thing. Let me know, because I feel like I'm still missing a ton, but it's also a really interesting line. As you can see, there's movies that I have to see that I haven't seen yet that sound fascinating. as well as other movies that are from that line that I've seen that I think are great. I think the IFC Midnight line is super underrated. Thank you guys for watching this. Let me know your thoughts down below and give me your suggestions. Take care, guys. I'll see y'all next time.
Huge giant thank you to all of my Patreon supporters. Without you guys, this would not be possible. To get behind the scenes photos, videos, music, private live streams, and much more, you can subscribe to my Patreon for as little as $1 a month. Thank you to my patrons.